You step onto the pitch. The sun is out, the gear is on, and you feel ready to play. But underneath the skin, your body is sitting in a biological standby mode. Without deliberate preparation, you're stepping to the crease as a stiff, uncalibrated object. At resting temperatures, the fluid inside your muscles is thick, acting more like cold honey than engine oil. The electrical signals traveling from your brain to your limbs are moving sluggishly, restricted by high tissue viscosity and baseline nerve conduction speeds. Look at this microscopic view of your bloodstream. At resting temperatures, the oxygen you breathe is effectively locked away. Your hemoglobin molecules grip onto the oxygen particles, holding tight rather than delivering them to the surrounding muscle tissue. If you attempt an explosive sprint or a fast bowl now, the body enters a sudden, severe oxygen deficit. While acidic buildup clouds the area, the muscle fibers themselves begin tearing under the tension of a high-intensity load they aren't fueled to handle. An amateur steps onto the field hoping their body will eventually catch up to the demands of the game. An elite athlete engineers their readiness before the coin is even tossed. To override this standby mode and reach peak athletic potential, you have to initiate a systematic biological boot sequence. It is a precise framework called the ramp protocol. The first phase of this sequence is raise. The objective here is pure thermal ignition. When core muscle temperature hits 38.5 degrees Celsius, that thick, rigid sarcoplasm melts into a fluid, gliding structure. This heat triggers the Bohr Effect. Hemoglobin is forced to release its grip, flooding the muscle fibers with the fuel they need. To achieve this, you need dynamic, multi-directional movements. Skipping, high knees, and lateral shuffles generate heat quickly. A slow, monotonous jog won't create the necessary intensity without inducing early fatigue. Next is the activate phase. With the temperature raised, it is time to establish the body's hardware connections. We target the stabilizer muscles that hold everything together, the glutes, the rotator cuff, and the core. We wake these up using highly specific drills, like dead bugs for the abdomen and banded internal rotations for the shoulders. When stabilizers are dormant, force dissipates into weak joints through energy leaks. But with a locked, activated core, you build a concrete base. A solid vector line of force travels seamlessly from your trunk directly through the arm without losing an ounce of power. By executing the raise and activate phases, the body leaves its cold, fragile resting state and becomes a fueled, structurally sound foundation. The third phase is mobilize. We shift our focus to hardware calibration and joint fluid dynamics. We want to take our joints through their full range of motion, using active, dynamic movements to lubricate the capsules. Prolonged static stretching, where you just sit and hold a single position, actually deadens muscle tension and noticeably reduces your power output on the pitch. Look at this top-down vector mapping of a batter's torso. Elite bat speed requires unlocking the thoracic spine to create the X factor. This is the angular separation between the hips and shoulders. A mobile spine allows for a deep wind-up and violent release. Down below, we require fluid hip rotation. Taking the hips through active sweeps and lunges ensures a highly efficient, lengthened stride for running between the wickets. The final phase is potentiate. This is a tactical strike to maximize neural output, pushing past the nervous system's resting inertia. In this neural pathway, an intense burst of activity sends an electrical spike surging down the nerve, firing all motor units simultaneously. Even after the spike passes, these units stay fully illuminated, buzzing with energy, prepared for maximum force. Following the full ramp sequence engineers a physical state where you are operating at absolute peak neurological and mechanical capacity. Before the very first ball is bowled, the player is now a thermally primed, neuromuscularly linked machine. Oxygen delivery is optimized, reaction times are slashed, and the bowler can execute their delivery stride with fluid, explosive power. But cricket comes with a unique complication. The game is defined by long, unpredictable periods of idleness. You face drinks breaks, sudden rain delays, and extended stints in the field. Just 20 minutes of idleness reverses those gains. Core temperature drops,
muscle fluids thicken, and the central nervous system begins to desensitize. The countermeasure to this performance drop is the mini ramp recharge. It takes exactly 3 minutes. You execute a dense circuit of fast feet, deep Cossack squats, and aggressive shadow hooks. This instantly spikes the body's internal systems, driving your temperature right back to that optimal 38.5-degree threshold. Biological preparation is a continuous tactical advantage. By managing your internal environment from the first over to the last, you ensure you arrive at the crease as a weapon ready to strike.